I would love to visit the Flintbecks, Miss Mac, but I'm busy podcasting. Busy podcasting. Cannot visit with Rex Flintbeck.
What is a Rex
Exclamation point.
Flintbeck?
Okay, so you know how like on YouTube there are videos of large sweaty men telling you how to swing katanas?
Yes.
Yes. Well,
Vaguely.
that is Rex Flintbeck in our World of Darkness online game.
Ah.
He is
Okay.
teaching Mac's character how to sword fight with her sword cane. But my character, of course, had Rex Flintbeck's daughter, Jessica Flintbeck, go investigate a spooky tree where she may have died, maybe? I don't know. It's very unclear. I'm going to go and try and figure this out by poking her with a needle and smelling her blood. Don't worry about it. It's World of Darkness. This all
As
makes
you
sense.
do.
Trust me, as one does when you're a little old lady and you need to see if somebody's a real human or not.
Hey everybody, welcome to Aniki, the podcast about anime with two brothers. I'm Ben,
And I'm Rex Flintbeck.
swordsman extraordinaire, apparently.
You had to have seen that coming.
A little bit, yes. So what have you been up to last week?
Moving stuff and playing my online role-playing game because I'm a miserable human being.
Really? That's all you've done?
Yeah, more or less, yeah.
Mm,
Have I watched anything? We're rewatching Stranger Things to get ready for Stranger Things 2.
yes. Does that come out on Halloween or a week before?
Right around it. It takes place during Halloween, so I don't know.
So I figured it would
think
come
so.
out before Halloween.
Yeah, I think it comes out a little bit before. And what else have I done? Oh, we caught up on Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Oh, good.
Because 2 new episodes came out,
Yes,
and Brooklyn Nine-Nine is really funny. So
it is delightful.
It is really good. And Ducktales. We watched the new Ducktales cartoon.
I've heard that's really good. Is that true?
I mean, I don't have any frame of reference. We never really watched DuckTales growing up. We
we
watched
did.
Tailspin and Aladdin. I don't remember DuckTales.
It was on at the same time.
I mean, I'm sure it was. I just don't remember it at all. I remember Tailspin and I remember Aladdin and a bunch of the other shows.
Uh-huh.
I don't really remember DuckTales much. I have vague ideas of DuckTales, but I don't really remember.
I think it was
watching it
on
all
the
that much.
same block as Darkwing Duck at the time.
Yeah, but we weren't allowed to watch Darkwing Duck.
weren't we?
No, we
I thought we
never
just
were.
didn't.
No, we weren't allowed, so we
Oh.
didn't. And not as though like it was ever that enforced. We also weren't allowed to watch Power Rangers, but we super watched Power Rangers.
I did not watch Power Rangers.
Well, I super did.
I know you did. It ruined your
Of
life.
course.
And
It
here
did.
we are as a result.
Watching mecha shows.
Yes. All that kind of nonsense.
But yeah, no, it's pretty good. It's pretty funny. It is humorous. The characters are well thought out. They added a girl character, and it's like well done.
Oh, well,
She's
that's
interesting.
nice.
I like Webby. Webby's cool.
Is that her name, Webby?
Webby. They're going to do a meta plot about the nephew's moms, which I guess is very. It's gotten Annie all excited. It doesn't matter to me one way or the other. I'm not that engrossed into duck lore.
I mean, I guess I was always curious where their parents were
Yeah, well,
to an extent.
I guess this is going to delve into that to some degree.
Well, then. So the only thing I've really watched this last week is Bojack Horseman. Have you watched any Bojack Horseman yet?
No, I still don't care about it one lick.
Really?
Yeah, it does not appeal to me whatsoever.
Probably the best animated show in America.
Yeah, I've heard good things about it. You've said good things about it. I've heard people on the Federalist say good things about it. So, I mean, people who with like good media opinions say it's really good. But
Yeah.
I mean, I haven't.
Eh.
It doesn't appeal to me.
It may in a few years. It is definitely a show for people in their 30s, it seems.
Yeah, well, I mean, yeah, but that means I would actually get around to watching it, which I just doubt would ever happen.
Maybe when season 5 comes out. You've got a year.
I
Who
doubt
knows?
it because like Annie and I watch TV together, and I don't think it's ever going to appeal to her. So I don't think it's ever gonna get around to my watch list. So
Well, you never know. So the only other thing is I have begun watching Over the Garden Wall. In fact,
how far are you? It's very
you
important.
messaged me in the middle of episode 4 to come do this. So
Okay, well, you're almost done then because it's just like
no,
6
well,
episodes.
it's 5 episodes with 2 episodes each. So I'm in
it's
in
in 2
literal
segments.
episode 4.
Okay, so you're in episode 2.
Correct. It's like Steven Universe. There's 2 episodes every episode.
Because all of Cartoon Network shows are actually 15 minutes. So
yeah.
Which works for it. They're like the only people that still do the 15-minute cartoon, which is interesting. But they do well.
My opinion of it so far is mostly positive, although I don't really have anything to gauge since I'm not done with it. But the main thing that gets me is, what was their budget for voice actors?
Pretty good.
It's like first episode, I'm like,
really good.
Is that Christopher Lloyd? I think that's Christopher Lloyd.
Well, you know who's weird?
Is that Elijah Wood?
Yeah, it's
Elijah Wood.
Yeah, no, it has John Cleese as like 2 people.
So then I looked up the cast list without looking at spoilers, and it's like John Cleese, Bebe Neuwirth, like all these people I know.
All tons of people.
What's going on?
No, it's crazy. We got the art book, and just like the very first like page of it is like, even the creators don't know how it got greenlit to get made, because they're like, they wanted to do it, but they have no idea who was like, yeah, okay.
Oh yeah, Chris Isaac is in episode 2. Because why wouldn't he be, I guess?
Yeah, we'll fund this super weird, crazy show. What happens in episode 4? I can never keep them all straight because I always watch it as a set. Oh, yes, it's the one with the wild gorilla on the loose.
No,
that's episode 3.
That was episode 3,
which is really good.
So I watched that one, and then
4 is Tales at the End.
They've gone to an end.
Yes, it is. Yes, the Highwayman.
The bird has been shooed out of the place, and then I came here. So.
Yeah. Oh, so you're not even done with it?
I'm not even done with it. I stopped it. It's on pause. When we're done with this, I'm going to go finish it.
Okay. You remember that song that I said that should have been sung at your wedding?
Potatoes and Molasses?
Not that one. No. It's in Tales from the End.
Okay. I haven't gotten there yet then.
Oh, the Beatrice has just been shooed out of the inn. She hasn't gone into the woods. Okay. No, I know where you're at.
Hit with a broom.
Right, cool.
Yep.
He's the highwayman.
So let's see. Only other thing I have on here is fall season of the Animus.
Is that already started? I haven't had time to do any of this nonsense.
Already started. Or we'll start this week.
You know what my days are?
Long and arduous.
I piddle around a little bit in the mornings, probably lifting boxes. I go to work lifting and moving boxes. I come home and move some boxes. And then on the weekends, do you know what I do? I lift and move boxes. I've been lifting and moving boxes for like 6 weeks.
Sounds like your life has become very compartmentalized, though.
Yeah, I mean, that's true.
So you've got that going for you.
I mean, that's nice. Yeah, no. The only respite for moving boxes is Rex Flintback at all. So.
Oh my. Well, there's not a whole lot here. I mean, you can flip through it real quick. I picked out some that look interesting. I don't think we're going to go through all these on the list, but
is Code Realize? Is this Code Geass nonsense?
Code Realize. I believe it is. Yes.
Oh, how delightfully terrible that must be. More Gintama, sure.
There's always more Gintama.
I don't see anything that even looks remotely interesting.
So I'll tell you the ones that I thought looked interesting. So there's one called Inuyashiki.
Yeah, I see that here.
It's about an old dude.
I mean, I do like old men.
So it's like, I'm down for a show about an old guy. Too much high school nonsense. How about an old guy?
Very true.
But then I read the synopsis and it's like, well, he's an old guy, but he's turned into a high schooler. So I'm like, well,
maybe not.
Maybe that could still be interesting, but I don't know. There's Mahoutsukai no Yome, which actually does look interesting because it's like Beauty and the Beast reimagining type nonsense.
Maybe.
So I figured maybe
Love Live Sunshine 2.
Obviously, we have to watch that.
Uh,
Evil or Live looks kind of interesting. I watched the little trailer for it, but it's got really bad CG. But the premise sounds somewhat promising.
Hold on. Let's put a scale here. Between 1 and Berserk, how bad is it?
Let's say from the trailer, maybe a 6 or a 7.
Well, that's pretty bad.
Yeah, I mean, it's not every scene, so it's not like Berserk. But in the places where it was present, it was awful. The only other thing I have is Heaven's Feel Part 1, because that's a big deal. It was supposed to come out about half a decade ago.
Yeah, no, I know. Oh, there's a Godzilla animation. Oh, well, that's interesting.
There is a Godzilla.
Oh, and is Thunderbolt finally happening?
Looks like it.
Oh well, they keep saying Thunderbolt's coming. Gundam Thunderbolt's gonna happen. No, for real, you guys, Thunderbolt. And it's been like delayed 6 times or some such nonsense, from what I understand. Dynamic Chord. Look at all those hot boys. The project follows the musical career and personal lives of several hot boys under the Dynamic Chord agency and music. Yeah, it's hot boys. Hot boys.
Oh my.
What about Hot Boys?
Hot boys. Dynamic Chord by Studio Pierrot.
It looks like Red
Hot
Garden except with
boys.
dudes.
Hot boys.
Hot Boys.
Hot boys.
Hot Boys.
Told you, hot boys. Hot boys.
Which one of them's the jerk or the monster?
None of them are a monster.
Well, who cares?
That's what I thought.
I'm pretty sure that's just Red Garden, honestly. But yeah, those are the only ones that looked.
What's the Beauty and the Beast looking one you're talking about?
Mahoutsukai no Yome.
Oh yeah, it does look. Oh look, that is a hideous monster. Look at him. Chisei Hattori has lived a full life of neglect and abuse, devoid of anything resembling love. Far from the warmth of family, she has had to share her troubles and pitfalls. But when all hope seems lost, a fateful encounter awaits her. A man with the head of a beast wielding strange power obtains her through a slave auction. Chisei's life will never be the same again.
He's holding a teacup.
He's holding a teacup.
He's refined.
So
He's a
he
refined
is a
monster.
monster boyfriend.
He is a
just
monster
pointing
boyfriend.
that out.
That is Annie's hashtag brand.
So I've been led to believe.
Monster boyfriend.
Yes, you can have a monster boyfriend. It's got a prequel and an adaptation.
Does that have a prequel? Which I haven't watched.
Oh, look.
It's an
Look at
OVA
this guy.
series.
Look at this putz. Look at him and his tea biscuits.
But does he think he's not worthy of love because he's too hideous?
Probably. The answer is
one can
yes,
only hope.
obviously. Because
One
look
can
at
only
him.
hope. It's by Production IG. Oh, look, here's a little video of it.
There's a little video of it.
Interesting. Well, we'll worry about that later.
So the only other thing that I had for the catch up, and I think we should do this for the rest of October, is maybe say one or two of our favorite spooky animes.
The Spookums.
Spookums.
What is my Spookums? Boogie Pop? Boogie Pop Spookum. You had some listed here that were pretty good.
I do. I'm not going to name them all right now. So I'll go with one of mine. Shiki's a good one for the most
Which one's
part.
that?
Shiki is one about vampires in the woods, Japanese woods with big hair.
Are they Chinese hopping vampires?
No, they're not. But it's a pretty good vampire story, and it ends in typical Japanese folklore fashion.
Oh, that's nice.
Let's put it that way.
You have another down here. Another is good. I liked Another.
Yes, that's not another anime. That's an anime named Another.
Another, yeah. Which was pitched to you incorrectly.
Yes.
Which is upsetting. Because it's not really a mystery one can solve. It's just a good spooky story.
It is a good, spooky, Japanese ghost story-esque story with lots of people dying all the time.
Yeah. It's not really a mystery you can solve. Because it's just...
It's
that's
more
just not how
rooting
it's done.
for people to survive, and then they probably
Yeah.
won't.
It's really... It's good.
It's like,
I feel like there
Final
was some-
Destination, except high school.
Yeah, I don't know. What else do I like that's a good spooky spookums?
What about Kirin? That's got vampires in it.
I do like Keating. Mostly because I love Winter-kun because his accent is choice.
Is it?
Yeah, it's a Japanese person trying to do an American. I think it's a Japanese voice actor who's trying to do an American accent of Japanese. Winter-kun's accent is amazing.
Is it winter or winter?
Winner,
Winter.
as in what Trump is, a winner.
Okay, I need to remember what he sounds like real quick.
Oh, it's so great. It's so bad. Karin-san no Yuujinchou. Suki nano des.
Oh my goodness.
It's about like that. It's really great.
Oh, I found a thing.
No, a thing. Did you find him? Oh, that's gonna be good. Your winner Sinclair. Yes. That's him. Yep. That's it. It's so bad.
Karin-san.
Oh, it's so
I forgot
terrible.
all about that. Oh, years ago. What memories?
Yeah, it's real bad. But like intentionally, of course. Oh, why aren't we just talking about Mononoke? Like, I mean, that's...
Is it spooky though?
Yeah, of course. Of course it's spooky. All the stories are spooky ghost stories.
Yeah, okay.
It's like, that's like its thing.
Yeah, no, I'll give you Mononoke.
It's definitely ghost stories.
It is, especially the last one. But I feel like Ayakashi, the one that it came from, was probably more ghost story than Mononoke was.
I mean, that maybe
Mononoke
that may be
is
fair.
more like traditional folk tales with spirits, but not necessarily spooky ghosts.
I mean,
But sure, yeah.
Oh, I mean, it's not particularly spooky, but I do love me a Yuujinchou. Natsume no Yuujinchou. Natsume's Book of Friends.
Oh yeah, that show I was supposed to watch.
Yeah, it's really good. And it's not particularly spooky, but it is all about like yokai and spirits and stuff. It's got some spooky episodes.
I like spooky episodes. And there's a big fat cat.
There is, yes.
Big
It's
fat
really good and
calico
cute.
cat.
I mean, and you can even consider a lot of what is it we watched? Shoot Fire. My brain is just not working tonight.
That one show that we watched.
Mushi.
Oh, Mushi's.
Mushishi.
I thought you were talking about the one about solving mysteries.
It does have the really good spooky arc, yes.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of it though. Whatever.
Yeah,
that-
it's so
that show
forgettable.
was,
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. You miserable man. All right. Do you want to talk about some
Yamishibai's.
Yamishibai?
Of course. Let's watch Yamishibai's.
寄ってらっしゃい、見てらっしゃい。闇芝居の時間だよ。
Did you know the third season had a different opening? And that's weird to me.
Yes, because I watched
like
one
it.
of the episodes and I was like,
I like that opening, but I was like, where's my where's my Iterashai Miterashai
I know, right?
Yamishibai?
Well-
like where's the thing?
I liked
Very
the
upset.
opening, but I didn't like the ending all that much.
Yeah, it was sorry.
Trying too hard for what it was.
Yeah, it was a little spooky. But I was very like, what is this? What? Why? So are we going to each talk about one? Which one do you want to talk about? I thought...
You want to do yours
5,
first
12.
or my first? So this week, what we're going to do, instead of watching OVAs, we're still sort of doing that, but not really, is we're each watching an episode of Yamishibai and didn't tell the other one what we watched. And it's spooky, and I'll link the shows in the description so you can watch them real quick before you listen to us rant about them for too long. Because they're like
And I don't know
4
if you've
minutes
seen any
each,
of season...
so-
Yeah, I don't know if you saw anything about season 5, but I think it has a different animation studio, and I really liked it.
What?
I digged it. So, I mean, it's still the same style. It's just the art is different. It's still the very loosely based, very loose, not traditionally well animated
Right.
style.
Not supposed
But
to
yeah,
be.
the paper cut. Yeah, it's supposed to be paper cutouts. Do you want to go ahead and talk about Kamishibai?
Sure, let's talk about Kamishibai. So the way this show is structured is it's a play on words of Kamishibai, which is a way of... It's kind of like pantomime in the UK, if you're familiar with that. But there's like a little stage.
Punch and Judy style.
Yes,
stuff,
it's
right?
very Punch and Judy. So, or like puppets here in the States for little kids. There's like a little stage, but instead of a stage and puppets, there's actually like big pieces of paper that have drawings of the characters and scenes and stuff. And then the narrator says stuff, tells the story, and then as the scenes change, he pulls out the paper to reveal the next scene, and on it goes. And it's Kamishibai, which means paper play.
As in play, as in like a performance.
Yes. And Yamishibai is like darkness.
Yeah,
A play
Yami
of shadows,
being dark.
basically.
Yeah, exactly. Shadow play. So it's all very well, you know how there's the good old joke of when Gynax runs out of budget, they just put little paper cutouts on popsicle sticks.
Yes.
I mean, this show is doing that all the time, but on purpose.
Right. It's on purpose.
First off, because it's cheap, and second, as sort of the play on Kamishibai. So it's making it work.
So you want to do yours first or mine first?
Numerical order dictates that we should do 410 first.
Okay. So
Not as though there is a meta plot at all, because each episode is a completely self-contained little micro story.
yep, I just pulled out a random
let
one.
me-
Literally, I had a random number generator tell me which one to do.
What did you use? Let's make sure we're all on the same page. That we're neither of us are savages. What did you use?
For what?
A
Randomizer?
random number generator. Yeah.
Bash.
Random.org. Come on. It uses atmospheric static.
Okay.
The only thing that gives you an actual random number.
I had a terminal open, so I just wrote a thing and it popped out numbers.
Why don't... Computers are bad at random. If you're not using random.org, what are you even doing in your life?
Clearly failing it.
Not being random. Not being also random enough. There, have a real random number generator, you heathen.
I am very familiar with random.org.
You know, there was one, and I wish I could use it, that used pictures of lava lamps to do random numbers.
Yes, you want to know what, since you're being pedantic about it?
Do you have an article on why random.org's not random?
No. I have one that someone was trying to sell us one at work.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
If it's not random.org,
there you
it's
go.
going to be bad.
You just need to buy one of these and put it in your computer.
Number generator, well, it's still quasi-random. Buy our quasi-random thing.
No, it's Quantus Random. It's a trademark name.
How expensive is one of these bad boys?
There's another one that runs on quantum mechanics.
Oh, does it actually, or do they just say that?
Oh, that's the one I linked you. That's the quantum one.
I want this. I like random.
Yeah,
I like real random. Random.
Each one of these costs somewhere between $10,000 and $100,000.
Oh my!
Somewhere in there.
Probably very random. Yes.
It's got more digits. So there you go.
I do love memes random. I think it comes from going to physics camp and then quickly being very depressed on how that and playing D&D for so long using like random number generators and quickly realizing these just use bell curves and it's very frustrating.
They do.
It's like, oh, you should just get 5 most of the time when you roll D10s. What? No, that's not. Please stop. Please don't do that.
Your poor life. So yeah.
It's frustrating.
Yamishibai, season 4.
Yamishibai, yes.
Episode
10.
The Calling Crane.
I know the reason this does this, but I find it very delightful that each season is exactly 13 episodes.
It is nice, isn't it?
It is. It's a nice round spookum number.
I mean, it's a half season.
All right. Oh, good. This has the regular intro. I guess they must have just gone back after season 3 did it different.
It was just too weird, I think.
So Calling Crane is your episode?
Yes, Calling Crane.
You'll get my reactions in real time. It's very nice.
You will. So this particular story opens in a little apartment where some middle school girls are gathered.
A certain middle school girl.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
And they are doing the normal Japanese girl thing where they're bored because their phones have run out of battery and they're going to play a popular game.
Oh, what is it? I hope it's creepy.
It is creepy.
I do have to say that I am losing a little bit of this because the sound design in Yamishibai is so good that listening to this episode on mute is going to be depressing.
Aw. The game they're going to play is like any normal Japanese high school girl game where they try to talk to the dead.
Oh, yeah. No, that sounds about right. That's about what you do.
I mean, this is
right?
how Corpse Party started, and that didn't end well.
Do they have a razor blade in a water cup? That seems bad.
Why
would you do that?
Because that is part of the game. Now, just hold on.
Calling Crane. Okay,
yes.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm holding.
Okay, ready for the rules? Here are the rules.
Okay, I'm ready for the rules.
So the rules here are, you get a glass of water.
Oh, I like this because this is just a photo. Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, you tie a piece of red string around a razor blade, and you throw it in the glass of water. Right? You with me so far?
Yeah.
All right. Cool. Now, think of the person you want to communicate with from the dead. Write their name down 49 times on a piece of paper.
Okay.
Fold that piece of paper into a paper crane, and then eat it.
All right.
Details are sketchy after that, but then I guess you talk to dead people.
So what about the glass of water? Do you like drink that? Or
well, you'll see.
Details are #sketchy. All right. So rumor said that the student from another school plays, of course, because it's always a friend of a friend, which we learned last time.
Yes.
Can't actually tell you anything. So
it's not only a friend of a friend, it's a friend of a friend of a friend who got it off of an internet forum that said that another guy did it.
Oh, does that mean you're going to see a realistic skeleton and puke?
Who knows? Who knows?
All right.
But the person who actually...
Oh, ouch. Yeah. Became deranged and ended up essentially an invalid. Oh, so they turned into a creepy vegetable.
But that's just rumor. Rumor has this as they became deranged and ended up as an invalid.
Yeah. They did, because it's a woman here in this little stock photo they have.
Yeah.
Ugh, that can't be good. All right, so how does everything go horribly wrong? Why would you be like, look, I'm all for like creepy talk to the dead games, but like a Ouija board is at least like, it's normal.
Well, Ouija board, you end up with like The Exorcist.
Well, yeah, but that's like kind of a normal, like a spirit board thing. These Japanese ones are just banunus and so creepy sounding. It's like, why would you?
Well, they have
Mark, my good friend Mark has a phrase. It's called "Don't poke Satan," and it's a good way to just like avoid black magic kind of nonsense.
It's a good rule of thumb, yes.
Yeah, the Japanese style talk to dead people games are like, no. It's one thing to go into a dark bathroom and say Bloody Mary a bunch. It's another one to be like, okay, so here's what you do. Drown a rat. Let it sit for a couple of days. Drink the dead rat water and then spit it on a gravestone. And then you'll talk to a dead person. It's like, no, that sounds like a real spell where bad things happen.
Here's what I think happened is
okay, go, hit me.
They've been at this a whole lot longer than we have. So I think they
have.
I think they went through the whole, well, there was a comb laying on the ground for a long time. So now it's a ghost and it kills people. And they've sort of, every time they try to talk to one of those, it's like, well, we tried that last time, and maybe the ghosts are annoyed by that, so they're not picking up on that line anymore. We got to be more direct.
So, be a little more dramatic.
Get your rats, get some pairs of scissors and craft glue, and we are going to talk to them tonight.
It's like, find a moth that hatched out of a corpse's mouth, eat it. No,
indeed,
that's bad. All right. So anyway, how is this going to go horribly wrong?
Well, of the three, obviously Honda-san is the most trepidatious. So things are not going to go well for Honda-san here.
Okay. Yeah, because in a Japanese story, the person who is most reluctant is the first one to die rather than the sole survivor.
Correct. That's
usually how this works. Who's the most pitiable? They're the one who gets effed over.
So the three girls talk amongst themselves like, well, oh, we didn't think about that. Who are we actually going to talk to? Because we don't know many dead people.
I mean, one would hope not. They say Nakayama.
So they decide on Nakayama. He is a teacher from their school who has disappeared recently. No one knows where he went. And in fact,
this seems an even worse idea.
No, look.
Oh, this is great. Yeah, no, go ahead.
Turns out he's also the one that told them about this game.
Oh, now come on. Also, he's a hottie. Look at him.
But one day, he suddenly stopped coming to school. There's no explanation, no note, no nothing. All that was there was a broken glass in the room that had a razor blade with some red string tied to it.
Now, come on, girls.
Nothing bad can happen.
In fact, he liked scary stories, and he was the one who told us about the game. Now, come on. Know when you're poking Satan. Yeah, and another like live action shot. I like these. I like these little live action shots. These are nice.
I know, right?
I like that. Very proppy because it feels very. The nice thing about Yamishibai is it does feel very visceral as opposed to like most animation, right? Yamishibai feels a lot more concrete, a lot more like touchy.
I think that's because they do have these shots every now and again of like real life things, but because of the way it's animated, it leaves a lot to the imagination.
Yeah, it really does. And the fact that it uses things aren't traditionally animated, they just move like somebody
puppets.
holding a paper puppet.
Yeah.
It's kind of the difference between using CGI and practical effects, right? Like one just makes it just feel more
sort of solid.
Yeah, exactly. More solid. A little less ephemeral. All right. So how's everything getting wrong?
So the girls, right?
Yeah, the girls.
They decide, okay, Nakayama, definitely, we're going to go for that guy. So they write his name down on this piece of paper 49 times, which is the correct number. They fold it up in a little paper crane. And now...
it's another live action shot. Is there a reason 49? That does have death in it.
Shiki. Well, it'd be Yoni-Q, but...
Yeah.
49 Japan numerology.
These are the things you learn.
Lucky numbers in Japan. 49, which sounds like shiku, to run over.
Well,
so it sounds like you're going to get run over.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah.
If you pronounce it incorrectly, but yes.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. No. Fine. I'm down.
Yeah.
Hikaru no Go, he wore shirts that had 5 on it all the time. It's perfectly fine.
Of course he does.
Okay, so let's see. So they wrote it down. They're gonna fold it into a ring.
And then realizing that she couldn't get out of it, and because of peer pressure, Hana-san swallows it. What I love about this is, A, the other girls, like in every one of these kinds of things, are like, whoa, she actually did it. Like, of course she did it, because that's what you all agreed to it, and then you pressured her into it, so of course she's going to do it. But second of all, the glass of water she uses to down it doesn't have a razor blade of string in it, so
Yeah.
what that's for...
Yeah, I mean, I guess that's just the way it works.
Maybe it's like an antenna into the ether.
See that's how I'm viewing it. Yeah, and she eats it, sticks in her throat. They tease her about it.
What I really like is the in all of Yamishibai, the faces are really great and really creepy, even when they're not supposed to be.
Yeah, because they're a little unheimlich, right? Like they're cartooned, but then like some of the expressions are a little too realistic. And it's just like, bleh.
So this girl in the pink shirt who's laughing at Honda-san, it's like, she's clearly laughing, but it's like,
yeah.
That's creepy. Why are you weird?
Her two friends laughed as they watched her struggle. Yeah, no, of course, because they're miserable.
She keeps coughing because, she swallowed a paper crane, but she keeps choking and keeps choking as if it got caught in her throat, and her face turns really pale and black, and all the color vanishes from her skin. She becomes very monochromatic. And then finally she spits it out. And we get this real live shot of the paper crane being undone and covered in like
blood and phlegm.
You'll notice something about it though.
It's got a different name on it.
It's got a different name on it.
That can't be good.
What could it be?
Is it her name?
It's her name.
No. Oh no!
Why is her name written on it?
Oh, because she's gonna be the creepy one now. Now she is the demons, much like John. John is the demons. Oh, it just stops with her like getting up. Oh yeah, that's good. Especially like this shot of like the two girls looking at like the crane with the third friend's name on it, and just it's like the third friend isn't doing anything menacing. She's just standing up, looking perfectly normal.
Did you get to listen to her talk?
No, I'm about to. Yeah, come on. Oh, yes.
So, what do you guys want to talk about?
Yeah, and it's like the guy's voice. Very good.
And then, of course, it's over.
Yeah, of course.
You never find out what happens to them
always
after that.
Stops. Yeah, no, Yamishibai always stops. It's really good.
I kind of like thinking about what happens after that, because it stops at the most creepy part and leaves your mind to wander. But I kind of wonder, like, they turn around like, so what have you been up to? And he's like, oh, girlfriend, you will have no idea.
Yes, man, that is a good one. Then I like it, because then you're also left to wonder, like, how does the glass get broken? Because it probably does. What happens to their friend after she's no longer possessed by this other guy?
Good question.
You just want to know everything, but you don't.
You never know.
Just gotta.
I'll save this discussion for later, but I want to talk about after yours.
Yeah.
Somewhat how these things differ from like American ghost stories. Let's do yours now.
Okay. So we're 512. So almost.
Let me make sure.
The last bus. I really like the opening to this one. So let's talk about the opening to the one we just saw.
Yeah.
Right. So it's like a playground at like late evening. Sky's yellow, and just like normal little kids stop swinging, and the guy has this little picture box, and it's
it's on the back of his bike.
Yeah, and it's like Iterashai Miterashai Yamishibai no Jikan. Dayo. But in season 5, we get the same sort of thing. It's 5 p.m. It's a little creepier. Yeah, it's like a zombie horde of children showing up to see his thing. But they're all just silhouettes, but they definitely like zombie creepy up on this guy from all sides.
Every season, the children become more and more dead? Maybe?
Yeah. I don't know. It's not worth worrying about, because I forgot how good all of Yamishibai is.
Yeah. So this one is season 5, episode 12, The Last Bus.
Yeah, The Last Bus. So Last Bus, we're definitely going to be dealing with a Last Bus style scenario. We have a story of a certain office leader who boarded the last bus of the day. And she's just thinking about all the miserable things that her life has gotten up to, you know?
Ooh, I like the watercolors in this one.
I know, right? Like, it's very different. I feel like the studio's different for this season. She's like, nothing's going right with my boyfriend. She has to make all the mistakes. Life sucks.
Very despondent.
Yeah, very despondent. And she falls asleep on the bus. Well, now that can't be good, right? Like, everyone knows that being on the last, if it's night and you're the last person on public transit, creepy.
Well,
Is a
it could be creepy, or you could be an Evangelion pilot who is just trying to run away from stuff.
I mean, that's probably true. I mean, she does, but she doesn't have a Walkman, so you're probably okay.
Yeah,
on
I gotta have
account.
that SDAT player. Is the narrator different for this one? It sounds like a lady.
Oh yeah, I guess it is. Yeah.
Huh.
Well, this is also because now we're going to get some sort of meta narration in this one.
Okay.
This one's interesting because it's a little gothic in the way that it's a story within a story in a story. So we get something cool and layered. So where normally it would be the Yamishibai guy at the beginning, in this one it starts being narrated by a woman, and she starts saying the same thing and sounding like she is narrating what is happening in the story right now, even though we had that narration just a few seconds ago.
Yeah.
Because we get a second narrator saying, you know, once upon a time there was an office lady working in the city who is coming home. And at this point, the woman who is our actual main character wakes up from her nap and opens her eyes and sees the bus empty except for a woman in a kimono several seats up.
Very traditional kimono, it looks like.
Yes. And the woman, I don't think it's ever really answered, but I mean, we can kind of figure due to narrative convenience that the person narrating the story is going to be that woman up there in the seat.
Yeah, that's the vibe I'm getting.
Yeah. And she's talking about how, you know, the woman who was worried about her future and couldn't even spare a moment to think about anything because she was so busy, just like our main character, of course. And the woman's like, oh, is she talking to me? I'm not quite positive if that's true. But the woman just keeps going. After boarding the last bus of the day, she finds herself so tired she falls asleep. And then we get, boom, our story within a story.
Yeah, they suddenly
story within a
trade
story.
places and everything becomes like very desaturated.
I don't think she trades. I don't think she changed
Well, I
places.
think it's like a flashback, but they are in the same place.
We flash into the story that the other woman is telling.
So
this is
like the
really
other
weird and
woman
interesting.
used to be in the same place that the new woman is, like literally and figuratively.
Yeah. And she continues narrating this kind of weird insert flashbacky thing. It's like the bus, which had been packed, is now empty when that woman wakes up.
Mm-hmm.
And suddenly she has a very creepy feeling. And she shifts her eyes over to across the aisle, and oh well, that can't be good.
Twin tails. No one likes those.
Yeah, there's a young girl next to her with glasses and pigtails.
Twin tails. And
twin tails.
That's pretty creepy.
Oh, okay. I thought you were ugging at twin tails.
Well, apparently she realizes that this girl was her best friend from middle school, which is odd because she's clearly like middle aged, and the other girl is still in her school uniform.
Yeah, so that can't be good, right? Because that's one way ticket into Ghostville.
Uh-oh.
And then we flash out of that story and into our main one. And what's interesting here is you get a flash from that OL that notices the OL that notices the middle schooler, and it flips her into the woman in the kimono up front.
Mm-hmm. So now it's
that maybe
definitely established that those are the two people.
Yeah. But over time, her best friend had become the target of bullying, as one does in Japan, and bullying in Japan makes our bullying look like it's happy-go fun time in the spring park.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, our present day lady who is listening to all this seems to
It's
still
just like,
like
what's
really
this lady
creepy.
just babbling about?
Yeah, this is really creepy. I'm just gonna ignore her because it'd be best if I don't say anything at all.
Yeah. And then we flash back to the past of the OL when she was in middle school, and you know what she did?
Didn't help her friend.
Yeah, she didn't help her friend being bullied, and in fact, did what? Oh yeah, pretended like she didn't even existed.
Huh.
Yeah-oh.
I see how this goes. The unwritten law, and someone is transgressing it. Mm-mm.
Yep. Yeah, no one helped her friend when she was bullying, not even her best friend. Everyone just pretended like she didn't exist.
This is how you end up dead in a bog.
Yeah. So good old Twin Tails was like, at least my best friend will recognize that I exist and help me here. Well, guess what?
Nope.
Super no. She pretended to not notice the bully, and then the bully girl died. Doesn't tell you how.
She just
Probably
died.
something terrible.
Probably suicide or something.
Yeah, very likely it's Japan. Oh, content warning. Creepy stuff in this episode of Aniki. Just FYI.
I think we're too far gone for that.
A little late. Okay, well, hold on.
Yeah.
Hold on, brother.
Mhm.
Brother.
Yes.
This episode can't be that much bad news.
No one popping out of a horse.
No one pops out of a horse.
That's a good point.
So I mean, it can't be that bad.
So there's a great little detail here that even though she's like regretting, seems like she's regretting now that she sees this ghostly figure of the dead girl from her past sitting right there,
Yeah.
like instead of maybe reaching out and being like, "Oh, you're back. I'm so sorry what happened to you," or anything like that.
no.
She's like,
Guess what she did? She kept ignoring
I
her.
think I should ignore her.
I should ignore that because that can't be good.
I shall continue in my ignoring.
Yeah. Until the bus finally reached its station and the woman stood up relieved and but behind her friend. Oh, that's so creepy.
Yeah, she
That's
moves
such a
up
great
right
line delivery.
as she's getting off the bus. The twin tail girl like comes up behind her.
Well, and I like the
smoothly.
different. Yeah, I like the difference in animation here because normally in Yamishibai they teeter tot as like you would a walking animation on a stick puppet, but no, she just zoops. She just zoops up behind her.
Yeah, I really don't. Every time I see that kind of shot, it's ugh.
Oh yeah, it's always good and spooksome.
And without thinking, she turned around.
Oh yeah, don't do that.
But her friend asked her, "Hey, can you see me?" And so she turns around and her friend says, "If you can, then help me."
And now we're back to like present story and like the OL who had fallen asleep is like breathing heavily and is super creeped out.
She's like,
this
"Uh-oh.
isn't normal." And she closes her eyes and sweats it out.
I don't think it's going to help."
And then a shadow falls over her face. And the woman in the kimono, what do you think happened to that woman? And she's just like right in her face, like inches away.
Unblinking eyes.
Bugging out. And she asks, "Can you see me?"
I'm right here, you know.
And she gives the moral, which is like, "Hey, I'm right here. Can you not see me? You should do these things. You pretend not to see me, but I'm right here."
Being ignored by everybody is hell, you know.
And then she gives that woman the same fate as her. She's like, "Oh, good job."
No.
And then the bus stops, and the OL is now on the ground outside the bus stop, panting, and everybody's just walking around her.
Oh no, everybody's walking around her.
Ignoring her. And looming over her is the woman in the kimono.
Ah, it's just a creepy face.
Yep. But the woman on the ground's like, "If you can see me, help me up. Help me from this woman." And together they just fade into
Nothing.
Oshimai.
Too creepy.
Creepy.
Too creepy.
Creepy.
Too
Too spoopy.
Too spooky.
Yeah. Last bus is pretty good. It's
I like
complicated to explain because it's like really story within a story, but good.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, Yamishibai.
This is reminding me of a thing, and I have to search for it before I forget.
Okay, sure.
Okay, I found it. I will. You have to watch this in real time at the end.
Okay.
I don't know if I'll put it in the show or not, but you guys still have to watch it.
Okay.
So I'm gonna have
what is
John
it?
watch a extremely funny thing that everyone has to watch. It's in the show notes. Go watch it. It's pretty amazing.
Okay.
You want to talk
There
about
you go.
your show first, or want to watch this first?
No, I might as well watch it.
Okay, we'll watch this. So, quick setup for this is there is a very famous Japanese voice actress who is pretty insane, and people like to troll her. So she went on this show, and they were like, "Okay, we want you to narrate a tour of this haunted house." So they took her on this haunted house tour for like 3 hours, having her go through the whole house. But that doesn't matter. What really matters is they were going to drive her back, and they put her in a taxi, right? and they had another actress in the front seat show up as a ghost.
Oh, that's pretty good.
And that's how this goes.
A few moments later.
Man, what a panicky little woman.
She's so silly. I love her. She's great.
Wow. That's fantastic.
But no, she's really like that.
Let's talk about Yamishibai.
Okay. Let's go back to Spooky.
Oh, wow.
But yeah, you can see why I was reminded of that.
Yes, I can.
As soon as the ghost
Poor
was
little
like,
lady.
"Can you see me?" I was like, "Wah!" Oh my. Yes. So yeah.
It's enough silliness. Okay.
Serious time.
talk. It's time for us to and take the deep breaths.
Mm-hmm. Let's not sink to jokes here.
Yeah, why would we ever do that?
Very highbrow. So yeah, I really like this episode.
My episode or like both?
Well, both episodes, but I like yours too. I like the difference between Japanese ghost stories and our ghost stories.
Oh, yes?
Like, I like both. I think they're both nice, but they're in their own way. So you got the American style, which usually comes from the European style, which is a ghost haunts a place, usually for vengeance, or they're lost, or they're tied to that place because of something that hasn't been done yet. And once that gets appeased, then the ghost vanishes. Right? Nothing really bad happens to you unless you cross the ghost or you transgress a very defined law. Like there's a rule that the ghost has, and if you cross it, you're dead, basically.
Yeah, basically.
The Japanese ghost story serves a different function.
Yeah, they're very grudge-based. The Japanese, the grudge is very good at doing this, where it's just like, hey, look, there are evil spirits in the world. Watch out for them, because they'll you over.
Yeah. So it's like, the Japanese style is you still get ghosts and stuff that are tied to things and places, but they're not ghosts of dead people per se. They could just be spirits of the land or the house or the thing or whatever.
Or they're just a malevolent feeling or force.
Or just that. I mean, you get enough bad stuff happening in one place, you can get a yokai appearing. But it's usually the person who is least aware of what's going on that gets the axe.
Yeah, exactly.
Because it's like there is an unwritten law here and you still need to be aware of it. So it's like your cultural, social responsibility to take care of yourself. Otherwise, unknown forces are going to get you. Yeah, I like how their culture in some way, like their whole social mores have been passed down through ghost stories, whereas that's not entirely true with European stuff. European stuff gets very specific morals get passed down in like fairy tales, like the Grimm brothers and stuff. But they're very specific nuggets. These are like not that. They're pretty nebulous. Like you just better keep an eye out.
Yeah. It's kind of like wizard people do readers. So, watch out for that.
Exactly. So next week we're going to watch some more Yamishibai.
Yeah, of course. It's October.
Let's do more Yamishibais.
So we'll do some more random.org rolling.
Or something.
For some Yamishibai. Random.
I'm going to, now that you've thrown down the gauntlet, I'm going to find a ridiculous randomization method to pick my episodes.
Okay, if you buy one of those chips, I will bow to your randomness.
I bet I can find somebody that has one, and I'll ask them to run a random thing on it.
That's probably true.
I will do that.
Probably do know someone who has such a thing.
Note to self.
Or find some other like really cool, interesting method of generating random numbers.
All right, see you guys next week. Hey guys, thanks for listening. If you'd like to get in touch with us to leave comments or suggest future silly topics, you can contact us on Facebook or Twitter at Aniki Podcast. Or if you'd like to know more about the show and hear past episodes, check out our website at aniki.fm. See you next time on Aniki.